You're very welcome back. Now, within a few weeks, he went from being Mr. Dublin to one of the most talked about celebrities who found love in the celeb Big Brother house with actress Stephanie Davis.
Both of them have been in the headlines every day since, but it was a terrible family tragedy that made him decide, you know what, I'm going to live life to the max. Jeremy, great to have you on the show.
What's the crack, Gary?
Before we chat about Big Brother and all that, take us back to when you were 15, because you didn't have it easy, to say the least.
Yeah, no, when I was 15, there was a few tragic deaths in the family in the space of a year to a year and a half. I lost my mum, brother and sister just within that small time frame. So
It seems incredible that that could happen. Your mother was 46 years old. How did she die?
She had a berry aneurysm. It's like a brain hemorrhage.
So it was instant?
Yeah, I was in my cousin's house and I had another cousin down the road, and I remember my mum just going to sleep on the couch, and I was just like, I'm just going up to pop up the catch, and who's the other cousin? And then I remember just getting back, and I just went in, and there was a big scuffle in the house, and she was gone. And I remember she obviously had a seizure, wet the couch and that, and that's where she just got taken from. So the last time I saw her was there, and then she was gone the next time, about an hour later. So it was that quick.
And you and your mum had a great bond all the time. You were great friends.
Yeah, well, she brought me up. My mum and dad separated when I was younger, and yeah, me and my mum lived in Bray. There's a bit of cool shimmy.
I can see
she
that.
She raised you the whole time. But then your brother, he tragically died in a motorcycle
He broke
accident.
his neck on a motorbike then shortly after that.
Yeah,
So
and what
it
age was he?
He would have been about 28.
Oh my God.
And then your sister?
Yeah, it was my half sister. She had she had a heart attack as well. So it was just on the space time. You know, I try not to bring it up all the time, but it's trying to.
Yeah.
Some people ask about tattoos and the way you go on about your life. I'm a bit mad, so I think it all stems from that. So yeah, it's just part of me, isn't it? So I have to explain it as well. So
We were chatting to Leslie there and Michael a while ago about how Leslie said, of course, she lost her mum 15 years ago, and this time of year is hard for her. Do you find this time of year coming up to Mother's Day?
I always do. Man. It was her birthday on the 20th of February, and then mine's the 22nd. So I always get a bit emotional over it. But
Yeah. I suppose it's sometimes easier for a woman, or it's more acceptable for women to share their emotions. So would you feel you've become more open as life went on?
Yeah, a little bit. I always just try and just say how it is and that, but it's always something that you can't really help, isn't it?
I know.
So
It's made you the person you are. But let's move on to Big Brother. And as Di said there, I mean, you really are in the headlines every second of every day. So in the Big Brother house, first of all, how did you find it?
yeah, it was interesting. I went in obviously as a single lad, and I think a lot of people tried to, or like they were saying that I was going to be a different character because I've been on reality shows on MTV before, where I was a bit more boisterous maybe, and being a lad. But obviously I met Steph in the house, and I kind of calmed down, and I think people got to see that other side of me. I think a lot when you break up with people in the past, everyone's been in love and had that first love, and I think that made me a bit wild again. But then when you meet someone you like, you obviously have that. You take that front down, and you're the person you are to them. And
Were the producers going, oh no, because like you were sent in a good-looking Dublin fella who
came out looking ugly,
who's full of crack. Like you were sent in for a reason, I suppose, just to shake the whole place up in one sense as well.
I think that's what the lads were expecting anyway. Like my boys over there, even they were just like, oh, he's gonna go in and run amok. But
And did you like her instantly? Was it love at first sight?
with Steph, we had an instant attraction. I wouldn't say love because she had a boyfriend at the time.
Of course, Sam Reese, isn't it?
Yeah, so yeah.
That wouldn't stop you from falling.
Don't say his name anymore. He's got enough press. Yeah, stop. Yeah. No, but I was kind of like, we actually just bonded as friends, and the love I have for the girl now, and we've obviously been through. We're going to talk about it. Obviously, it's mad stuff, but yeah, she's.
There was talks of an affair, wasn't there? Was she accusing you of having an affair?
What happened? I wouldn't call it an affair. What happened was when I was evicted a week and a half, I think, before the finale. So I get out, and I was saying to Steph, she had a boyfriend in the house, and what we had was real. It wasn't a showman, so it was nothing like that. But
because people accused you of this. I know Katie Price did.
Katie can't talk, can she?
No, but she said this.
She's
like put this up to the two of you and said, is this a showman, as you call it?
What me and Steph has 110% is totally real. And I put my hand on my heart and say that. We've gone through massive media stuff. There's people outside our houses, the stress of it. I haven't slept since I've been in the house. My emotions are sky high, but I don't make excuses. What happened that night was when I got evicted. You get personal appearances. I'm booked out in personal appearances.
That's
I went out in Newcastle. I ended up with a girl that night, but this was before me and Steph finally got into a relationship. Do you know what I mean? In my head, she had a boyfriend. We were going to talk when she got out, and that's just the honest truth.
So you were with someone that night?
I was with someone that night.
And is that the same girl that then Stephanie got in touch with via Twitter and asked her girl to say, is this true?
That's the same girl.
So that's true then? Yeah. Did you deny this in the beginning?
I didn't deny it, no. It's just it kind of happened at the time, and I didn't.
Okay, you didn't want to talk about it.
But like in my head,
you just didn't admit it.
No, well, not admit it, but in my head, I was like, Stephanie had her own issues. I was doing my thing. I wanted to breathe when I got out of the house and do. It's such a stressful environment, She was. she was talking to Sam at the time and trying to sort things out, and we were both single, so...
And you're doing this in front of the whole world in one sense then as well.
I'll say how it is, but it doesn't stop what I have for that girl. Since I've been with Stephanie, I've never hurt her. We weren't together. I didn't know if she was going to go off with Sam after that. What was I to do?
So then it ended up that you were kind of back together again? Or were you?
You see, this sounds... You see, if
confused,
I said this on Loose Women, if I looked at this from the outside, I'd be like, will you get out of that relationship, both of you? It's a toxic relationship, there's arguments happening, but you don't understand when you're in that, the media eye is killing us, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I haven't got a chance. My emotions are sky high, it's just mental, so...
Even those headlines there now, these are the kind of things
But you see them every day,
Yeah.
I think some headline said I was out on a romantic date with David Guest one night.
Hello? On that
You know what I
note,
mean? It's like, what can you do?
how did you get on with him? What do you think of him?
David Guest, I said in the diary room, if you put the most mental ingredients or characteristics into a cocktail, that is David Guest. Words can't describe what that man is. He said I was his best friend. I was like, you cannot have Michael Jackson as your best friend 1 minute and then have a bum from Ireland as your best friend. It just doesn't go, mate. I was like, oh no, he was mad. Like he used to inject cortisone into his scars and all during the gaff and he'd be bleeding. I'd be like, what are you doing, son? You and Michael Jackson, chill out. Like, he was very kind of like, he was very audacious, David Guest.
Okay.
Just going back to Stephanie, I suppose, because people will be wondering, is it still on or is it off? Or what's the situation?
I don't know. Stephanie's in Mallorca at the moment, and I just said, I think the way she put it is that she split up with me. But
okay.
No, I'm the type of person I'm going to be there for. She's going through counselling at the moment for her own issues. Our relationship is it's not private, but there's things that we both know that are happening in this relationship.
And would you like to stay with her? Do you feel...
I love the girl to bits.
Yes.
You don't break up with someone that is going through stuff like that. You stay together and work. That's part of the reason I'm being on here and I'm being honest with people, because I know it's no one's business, but when you're in this Twitter and you're in this Instagram and stupidly we both put up stuff, I'm explaining to people what it's like. And if they can understand what it's like for both of us, we need time to... Without all this speculation, it's really hard, but I do love the girl, and it wasn't a showman's, and that's the honest. I've never hurt her though since I've been with the girl. I love her to bits.
Because the show itself is so strange, because you're inside the house with people you don't really know at all, and you're put into a situation that you'll never be in again. So that's not real life. Sure,
I wouldn't say that. My big brother might be raising the fee to get us back. It's just you don't like. I went in there to have a laugh, and the way it has happened, my feet haven't touched the ground. I've been working. I got 2 days off since I've been out, I think.
But you're off now. I know you're off to the UK again.
I'm off to Manchester tomorrow,
Yeah, so doing appearances everywhere.
I have sports relief tomorrow. I'm playing football. Like I used to play a lot when I was growing up, so my
You
feet
did,
have
that's
probably
right,
stopped working at this stage. I have a touch like Gary Breen, as they say.
Yeah, God, listen.
But,
he won't thank you for that one.
I'll delete my Instagram. Right?
It's live.
Is it?
Hi, Gary.
I thought the show hadn't started yet. I thought this was the briefing.
We're just hanging. Well, you've been very mild for the briefing, fair play. Well, listen, fair play. Well done. And
Well
it's
done,
great.
first of all.
You know, and you are very honest. And this is the way people live life on social media, and sometimes there are consequences to that.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I think it's just important to tell people. Again, it's up to me and Steph to keep it quiet, but that's just my honest view. I love the girl to bits, and I'm going to try and work on it.
We keep reading the headlines.
That's it. Yeah.
That's it. Thank you very much.
Thanks.